something bare. And in the water I see cold reflections of what's really there. I'm not waiting on love, our time has come. We're fighting empires and I want to feel the fire again. It's not easy to love when the world is numb. We're fighting empires and we're gonna feel the fire again. Feeling like I can't be there, and all the valleys that we're marching on through, not even aware that it's the darkness that's so hard to see. And I'm asking you to fight, just but the difficulty breaking free from what's really there. I'm not waiting on love, our time has come. We're fighting empires and I want to feel the fire again. It's not easy to love when the world is numb. We're fighting empires and we're gonna feel the fire again. I'm not waiting on love, our time has come. We're fighting empires and I want to feel the fire again. It's not easy to love when the world is numb. We're fighting empires and we're gonna feel the fire again. Tell me the truth, tell me what's bothering you. We know we're future proof, we know we're future proof. Tell me the truth, tell me what's bothering you. We know we're future proof, we know we're future proof. Tell me the truth, tell me what's bothering you. We know we're future proof, we know we're future proof. Tell me the truth, tell me what's bothering you. We know we're future proof, we know we're future proof.
Well, good evening, Mountaineer fans. Welcome to WCU Esports. Tonight, we are back with the playoffs. It's Rocket League Crimson here for your Mountaineers taking on Texas Tech Black. My name's Sparky.
I'm Benchy.
Well, Benchy, going into this one, it's been an interesting season for both of these teams, but especially the story of Texas Tech Black. They were in a three-way tie for second in the other division. I mean, you got to say that, if anything, it's going to be a hard-fought battle. But knowing what we know now, SWOSU Gray, one of the teams from our division that we saw the Mountaineers play earlier this semester, made it to the playoffs. Not only that, they also beat the second seed from the opposing division.
Yeah, it's definitely really good for SWOSU. I don't remember how long ago Crimson played against them. Do you how long ago?
I'm working on pulling that one up
okay.
right now.
But going off of if they were the fourth seed, beating the second seed from the other division, it's pretty good for them, I guess. And
that's very hopeful for your Mountaineers as well, because that means that the lower seeds were able... Oh, we just played... that was one of our triple header games, was SWOSU Gray, that the Mountaineers, I believe, ended up winning 3-0 that night. They did. They swept SWOSU Gray, and if SWOSU's able to beat Simon Fraser, Equinox... We'll see what they can do against Texas Tech as I try and find Texas Tech versus Simon Fraser, but I don't think that's much help because Simon Fraser, I think, was a forfeit against, or was a series that Texas Tech forfeited. Trying to figure that one out and get that all squared away. But WCU is coming off of their spring break, a week off after having a triple header night of, and that is a forfeit from Texas Tech Black against Simon Fraser, which is what was that 2-2 tie. But I think Texas Tech, it didn't matter to them. But the Mountaineers are getting ready to get things started here. And we will take just a step away briefly as we wait for everyone to get in the lobby and get this game underway. And here we go. Finally, game one underway in this best of five series. WCU going to be in blue for you all, and it will be Texas Tech in orange. Obviously, Mountaineers starting off aggressive with some great centering touches, but not quite able to connect with the back of the net as of yet. As I say that, New Nebu is the one who found the back of the net first.
Both teams are kind of being super aggressive right off the bat. I mean, I don't think we've ever really seen it recently with both teams just attacking at every chance they get. Normally, the one team is super aggressive and the other team is staying on the defensive, but right now it's both teams.
Yeah, and both want to start off their playoff run on that note, Benchy. They really want to make sure that they get things going strong from the gate, as we almost see Thing finding the back of the net, and he finds a great center, but to nobody. That said, both teams, like you were saying, are very aggressive to start out. And, I mean, as I was mentioning, you really want to have a good first series. And that all starts in game one, right? Texas Tech, I did do a little bit of research on how they did last semester. In the fall semester, they went 2-5 in Division 6. So a little higher level opponents than what the Mountaineers were playing. And that could be a massive advantage because they're used to a higher level of competition. But that said, we see Thing with a chance, but he doesn't have enough boost to get around T-Dog, who recovered back smoothly. And WCU, once again in their defensive half, trying to find a way to get out. We do see a demo on Thing. Snowflake with a great clear wide, as he now throws down, trying to just, even though he's surrendering control, resetting for his team. you can see it's a lot of control coming out tonight. That's what you really want, just to be able to gain confidence and gain possession with. Starting out with that control quickly is going to be a determining factor in who does what in what game. You see Snowflake now with a great control. He throws it towards net on that near corner. And then throws a high pass center, which Bunla 50's up for against T-Dog. And now Thing goes with speed looking for Bunla. Thing to Bunla. And they find the back of the net.
This is definitely a really good start for both teams. I feel like, since it's the playoffs, they have to be at their best right now, because if they slack at all, they just are out for the entire rest of the season, I guess. So they've got to keep it up right now, and I think both teams are doing really good.
Absolutely, and this is going to be one of the harder series that you see to start in the playoffs. You see two middle ground teams. It's an 8-team series, so 4th seed and 5th seed. Quite literally the average of the pack. And it's just going to be, I feel, a series of hooks, right hook, left hook, back and forth, non-stop. And it's really going to come down to who at the final minute, in what moment, is going to make the difference. And it does help, too. I don't know how many teams are paying attention, but there is Birmingham major going on right now for Rocket League. And Bunla showing his patience and control, though getting demoed in the process. It's Thing up for a backboard pass looking for Snowflake, who's just off the mark. And now New Nebu going to try. Oh, he tries for the musty, just mistiming it. Good control from Bunla out. And Thing with the long ball clear, though he's out of boost, is going to keep pressuring, finding the center, but no one there to finalize. It's a good pass back from Bunla to Thing, who chips over. But the Mountaineers, again, in a position where they're just very low on boost and not in a great spot.
Yeah, and we've seen in previous games when WCU's down on boost, they just kind of lose out on all their chances on the goal, and it doesn't go well for them.
But that said, oh my goodness, Snowflake looking for that far side shot, just throwing it a bit wide, and it's a whiff on the goal line from, I think, a single Lay's potato chip. So, with that, I mean, there was not a miss. Great pass from T-Dog over to New Nebu. Bunla trying to get up, just can't quite get it. Thing a little too far out of position. And that demo in the back line onto Snowflake makes it really tough to save. And with 1:18 left, Texas Tech take the lead 2-1.
And I think right there, like on that last goal there, we saw that the Mountaineers kind of ran out of boost and just weren't able to get back to save it, which seems to be often their downfall in just most games.
I think one of the big things, too, is just they find a way to get aggressive, but when they can't connect, that's where it starts to fall apart. They need that connection, or they need to have someone already back to be ready to defend or continue putting pressure, as we almost saw from Snowflake there. But again, there's that counterattack, and it's the counterattacks that have been the downfall of the Mountaineers so far this year, though Thing not allowing it to stop, or not allowing things to continue there. It's a big whiff from Thing, but Snowflake with a good beat. Thing goes for a redirect, but just missing. It allows New Nebu to control up the sidewall, try for a pinch out. Thing cuts rotation and is trying to keep the Mountaineers on the attack for just a moment. So now Bunla goes in, finds a center, but a single Lay's potato chip again, just going to be there, ready to clear away. And it seems like it's going to be a classic 3-man rotation, or 2-man rotation up front for Texas Tech with that last defender. But that will do it for game number 1. WCU falls 2-1 to Texas Tech.
I think we saw on that game they were actually kind of equivalent on how often they were attacked, on the on the offensive side. Right here we see that they both had 7 shots on the goal, but Texas Tech just got it in the net one extra time, which kind of just didn't go well for WCU.
Yeah, and that really comes down to, at the end of the day, who is able to make those last-minute connections and who's really able to set themselves up. As I try and find who is who. Okay, T-Dog. Okay. But the Mountaineers now looking to try and find a way. They have to climb back into the series, but we've seen them do it before. And WCU Black specifically was a team who was good about that, as they played Cal Poly Humboldt Gold, a common enemy between Texas Tech and the Mountaineers. And a great kickoff for I believe it's the Rangers is the Texas Tech mascot. So it's the Rangers and the Mountaineers going back and forth at it. So shot coming from Lay's potato chip, going to be saved by Snowflake, who tries to set up for his team, but Nebu sees the opportunity and capitalizes.
Yeah, just the thing was so close to being able to block that, but just was a tad bit too late, which just didn't end well for them. I mean, first 15 seconds, they could probably easily come back from that. And as I say that, almost a goal by, I don't know who that was. Oh, yeah, Thing.
Almost an immediate kickoff for WCU to answer, but they need to find a way to get some offense going quicker, as we almost see a great passing play, and an overcommit from WCU leaves the net wide open. Nebu is up, gonna hit the double, and that'll put Texas Tech up 2-0 here in game number 2. The Mountaineers in a position where they overcommitted and just sent way too much, and then ended up collapsing, allowing Texas Tech to get that goal to even it up.
Yeah, we definitely saw all of them over on the opposite side over by Texas Tech's goal, and they didn't have the boost either to get back, which has been something we also see all the time just from WCU. They're missing the boost. Things there to save it, I think.
And now Thing with a good controlled air dribble, but Nebu's back there to make that save. And now the Mountaineers, with offensive pressure, find a pass center. It's Bunla to Snowflake, who almost chips it in, and it's going to be Bunla who finds the back of the net and seals the deal. Snowflake definitely should have been the one to find the back of the net there, but Bunla was the one who was able to make that connection. Now WCU with a chance off the kickoff, and it's a rifle of a shot, but held beautifully out by the Lay's potato chip. And a bump attempt from Bunla missing on T-Dog. And Thing faking out new Nebu. Demo from Thing. Chance for someone, but Snowflake wasn't quite ready as he was rotating back to get ready for some defense that the Mountaineers desperately are needing right now. And I think that spring break week hurt the Mountaineers as they were able to grow a little bit lax, and especially with this new season at their doorstep, they didn't get the chance to really go through that competitive style playing to get ranked up again.
Yeah, and we saw them before spring break, that 3 games in a row, and they were just destroying every single game that they were playing, versus now, because they haven't played for a little bit, they just aren't up on it today.
That said, it's not down and out yet. Thing looking for that pass, a little mistimed. It's going to be thrown out, looking for Snowflake, but Nebu gets the beat on him. And Bunla controls to the corner, up the wall with nothing in the tank. He's going to keep going forward. Just off target. Thing throws it across the net, but the Lay's potato chip almost finding the answer. Not quite, as Snowflake now clearing down, trying to start something for his team. It's thrown wide by T-Dog. Bunla now wraps it around the back wall. Lay's potato chip with a great clear over Thing as well. And Thing with the bump, clearing that ball wide, but stopped quickly in his tracks. Texas Tech not letting the Mountaineers have that much time in any facet. So it becomes now a question of when the Mountaineers have that time, how are they going to use it? Where is it going to come through? And it can't come through like that, as T-Dog finds a hole in the Mountaineer defense and ends up slotting that one just under the crossbar.
As we see, Thing was there to save it, but then didn't expect T-Dog to go up above, and just didn't end well for WCU Crimson.
Yeah, that was, I believe, probably a missed challenge by Snowflake, who was really wanting to get that clear out for his team, and just a slight missed time is all it takes. it's a game of inches in Rocket League, and we saw the inches just out of favor for Snowflake on that one. But Thing going up, gets a good controlling touchdown, goes for a beat. It's a pass to Bunla, but Bunla, not expecting it, couldn't quite put that shot on net. If he could have, I think T-Dog with nothing in the tank would have gotten beat pretty quickly. Snowflake now going in for some attack. This Thing goes up, but it's a 50 down. And Bunla with nothing in the tank can't do much there as Nebu goes up. Mountaineers trying to find any way to get some offense going once again. We saw them very quickly attacking in the first half, and now they're getting some shots off, but they just can't find the back of the net, which is what they desperately need as we enter the final minute here in Game 2.
Yeah, and I think oftentimes when you just can't find any shots on goal at all, your momentum just goes down the drain, which isn't great for WCU since they haven't been able to get many shots on goals recently.
That said, Thing with a good counterattack finds the pass, goes for the double himself, but it's off the post, and it stays out. Had he gone for just, I think, a basic backboard pass to Bunla, it might have been a little bit of a different result. But that said, great chance for the Mountaineers as they almost find a way to close the gap by one. Snowflake goes up, forces a throwaway by Nebu. Bunla, could he get this pass off? Not quite. And now Thing has to make a quick attack, at least to just get a touch over Bunla. And with 10 seconds left, Game 2 will also go in favor of Texas Tech. So the Mountaineers on the doorstep of getting knocked out of the playoffs right away.
As we saw on this game, the Texas Tech definitely had their defense up like a lot because WCU had 8 shots on goal versus Texas Tech only had 6. So, they had 3 goals total. So it wasn't great for WCU on their defensive side, but their offensive side was really good. Just didn't compete against Texas Tech.
Yeah, where WCU struggled, Texas Tech succeeded. The Rangers finding every attacking opportunity they could, whereas the Mountaineers, when they had their attacks, they tried as best they could, but they just couldn't connect with the back of the net, which is something that really set apart the Rangers in that one. So now the Mountaineers, like I was saying, are on that doorstep of getting knocked out. They need to find an answer here. So it all comes down to this one. It is do or die time for the Mountaineers. They have one shot at making this one, or at finalizing this one at least. So it needs to happen here.
Yeah, and sometimes the one positive about Texas Tech being up 2 games is that they often get a little bit cockier, and the cockiness might just help them lose out on those next few games.
Absolutely. The Mountaineers need to find a way to just lock in and just finalize this one. And there was a disconnect from Texas Tech, but seeming like Texas Tech joined first, we're just going to play this one out. Good clear away from Snowflake. And that small little extra reset could have been exactly what the Mountaineers needed, but Lay's Potato Chip finding his way to keep this ball in the Mountaineer half. The Mountaineers playing a lot of defense quickly. It's off the crossbar, stays out. The Mountaineers needed a bounce to go in their favor, and that very well could have been it. So it's a matter, now it just comes down to, can they find that to shift the momentum and turn this series back in their favor? Or will the Rangers shoot them down at every twist and turn as they've been doing all night?
Right there we saw, I
think Bum. I can't remember.
Whoever it was, going up, and now I can't think of the word.
They found the challenge,
yeah,
but the issue was they just couldn't find the connection. It's a great shot from Snowflake, but a save goes off the crossbar, and now it's a save away by Lays. And WCU is putting the pressure on. They just can't find the back of the net. This Ranger defense is holding up beautifully to whatever the Mountaineers can throw their way. Good challenge there from Bunla. It's going to be Snowflake looking upfield. Gets the stuff, or the dunk at least, on Nebu to stop that progress forward for the Rangers. And a miss from Nebu opens up the door, but not enough power as Bunla and Snowflake miscommunicated on that shot attempt. It's a pass backboard from Thing, but not able to find Snowflake quick enough as Nebu now gets a good pass to T-Dog, who gets shut down by Bunla. And Snowflake going with speed, missing his control for just a second, and a pinch away. It's a lot of back and forth once again, something that we saw very early in game number 1 that we haven't seen since.
Yeah, I think that...
Oh no, that will end up going in, but that was a close one that could have just stayed out forever. The accidental touch off of that corner, you can hear the updated goalpost ping there that that Psionics finally added to the game. And then Texas Tech able to clean up what was just laid out on the doorstep. So the Mountaineers really on their heels as we enter the final half of game number 3.
Something that the Mountaineers need to make sure it doesn't impact them is the loss of momentum. Oh, right there, getting now 2-0. They still have a lot of time left. I think it's at 3 minutes maybe.
We're about 2.5. I think.
2.5. Guess we'll see once. Oh wait, yeah, 2.5. So there is still a chance to get back up for WCU. They just have to get that momentum swinging in their favor. Maybe
almost see it there, but it's just they're slightly off their mark today on their timing. So we see, I forget what type of flick that was that single lays was going for. I think it might have been called like a stingray or something. And the Mountaineers right on the doorstep can't put it through. The Rangers keeping that one away. It's a good centering pass from Snowflake, just not quite enough there. And the Mountaineers again, shot after shot is just going towards Texas's net, but the Mountaineers having no way to find the back of it yet. As we near a minute 40 left on the clock, WCU still down by 2. And their playoff hopes quickly starting to dwindle as they remain scoreless. Oh my gosh, and an almost great center, just slightly mistimed on that shot. A massive clear from Thing, looking for a pass to Bunla. It's off the backboard. Thing with the shot, but it's cleared away by Lays. Snowflake now with the shot, a bump from Bunla. That's the answer that the Mountaineers needed, closing that gap to 1.
And now, because they finally got a goal to their name, I mean, they had one earlier, I guess.
They've had, I think, one so far in every game in the series.
Yeah, for this game, they now probably have a little bit of a momentum shift towards them because they know it's possible to get past Texas Tech's defense. That's the word I was looking for.
It's all right. But as we hit the final minute of play, the Mountaineers need something to click, and they need it to click now. They found the back of the net once. Can they do it again? 47 seconds left in what could be their season. If they don't find a way to finish this one out, a miscommunication sets it up, but Snowflake with nothing in the tank has to make a massive save. He gets 1. He can't get 2, and it's going to be just cushioned to the back of the net by Lays.
Oh.
I think that demo coming from Bunla or Thing, whoever it was, just nudged the ball against Snowflake's car, and you just can't do anything else there with with no boost in the tank. Oh my goodness, off both posts from Bunla. He should have had that one. Snowflake goes up. It's a save by T-Dog. Thing with boost has to get the shot. Just missing, and Bunla panicking with 20 seconds left. The Mountaineers down by 2. Their season on the line. But it won't matter as Texas Tech finds one for the road. And that will be it on WCU Crimson season for at least for now. We can't guarantee yet, but there's a chance that they make nationals with this finish and their finish from last season. So we will see what WCU is capable of and whether the points and chances go in their favor as they look for one of their own for the road, not able to do so. As this ball comes close to touching down, we say thank you all for tuning in to WCU Crimson this semester and this year as a whole. We really do appreciate every single one of you. And looking at the scoreline here, it's no wonder why WCU wasn't able to connect in that one. 8 saves coming from Texas Tech.
Yeah, that is not great for WCU. I mean, 11 shots total on the goal, just barely missing like those crossbar shots that they kept on getting. It just was not working in their favor tonight.
Just not quite enough for your Mountaineers. But that will do it for us tonight. WCU falling to Texas Tech 0-3 in the series. I think it was 1-2, 1-3, and 1-4 respectively. And for now, until next week with Valorant coming back, my name's Sparky.
I'm Benchy.
We'll see you guys on Monday.